What is your mom's catchphrase? The world is round, we'll get there eventually, when she made a wrong turn. Edit, this comment exploded and now I'm afraid my mom will find my account. If so, hi mom. Whenever my sister or I would complain about doing chores, what do you think you are, just a souvenir of a good time? It took me years to figure that one out. Let me show you a trick I learned in the army. She was never in the army. Edit, I think I will print this out and frame it for Mother's Day. Thanks all. Oh man, I can't wait to have kids so I can use going this one. Hilarious. Slight side note, my uncle is missing several fingers in one of his hands. Over the years he told us all kinds of tall tales of what happened to them, lost them in the army, got blown off, got crushed on a factory line, eaten by a bear, we're from the UK, etc. I still to this day have no idea what the truth is. Edit, oh wow, my inbox blew up like crazy. Thanks for sharing your stories, made my evening smiley face, feel free to keep them coming. Wake up, kids, it's 7:55, narrator, it was actually 7:20. Does she set her clocks forward about 15 minutes to make herself leave early so she's never late? I have to love you. I don't have to like you. Also, gasping and stomping at an imaginary front passenger brake pedal. I'm glad we kept you, and variations like, you know, you're not so bad after all, and I'm glad we switched babies at the hospital. Note, I am their biological daughter, people do what makes sense to them. Moom, it hurts when I do this. Stop doing it then, nurse parents are the worst at sympathy. Are your ears painted on? Any time I wasn't listening. My mother is genuinely a mild, tolerant soul. So when she would catch a bad mood, we kids thought she was hilarious. My dad, clueless as always, had an uncanny ability to bring out her best lines. Dad, what's for dinner, honey? Mom, hot shit on toast. Our specialty, and I'm sure your peals of laughter were like a choir of sirens pushing her toward madness, making her angrier, funnier. My personal favorite from mom was delivered to my piano practicing sister, your music hath no charms to soothe my savage breast. Give it a rest already before I stick my head in the oven. Edit, the beast has been breasted. Calling us anyone's name but our own. Son 1, husband, son 2, son 3, long dead cat, tragic world record. Will you come here a second? I'm her daughter, ha ha ha, my mom would do that. She'd cycle through all the names she normally called out, each punctuated with a damn it, I mean, it was hilarious to us. Nick, damn it, Dan, I mean, Dave. No. Sniffles, dog's name, Laura, When I dropped something, mom, oh yeah, break everything, break the house, break my head. When she dropped something, mom, must have been the wind. Edit, for those who are curious to know my mom's nationality, she is Indian. From reading the comments, it seems this phrase is used by mothers across South Asia, the Middle East and Africa. She's been signing all her texts, Zoxo, Gossip Mom, since the show was popular in 2008. Every time I left the house, my mother would say in a kind of sing-song, upbeat voice, don't speak to any strange men. My grandma would say, stay away from the boys. My great-gran, 95, whenever I'm home always asks if I'm leaving them pretty girls alone, to which I respond, are you leaving them boys alone? And she always giggles and says, never. One time I asked her how she was doing and she misheard me as saying who she's doing, and she responded with, oh, as many as I can once and the easy ones twice. I love you great-gram. Edit, I'm loving that everyone is finding my great-gram as great as I do. I will show her this when I'm home in July. She's such a great person and I love her dearly. Thank you everyone. Posted this a few days ago, but when I was being a brat, my mom's favorite phrase was, name, Copernicus called. You're not the center of the universe. Whenever we're out and about I find myself constant reminding my kids, there are other people in the world, mostly because they have a tendency to walk, run, and flail around with no awareness or concern for complete strangers, or even solid objects, that they could potentially crash into. Could you do me a huge favor? Yeah sure, what? Could you put that glass in the sink? I'll be there in 30 minutes, 3 hours later, arrives. Will this matter in 5 years? No? Get over it. Really insensitive way to deal with a cancer diagnosis, but okay. Who is Alex Trebek? Edit, looks like I won the daily double. Asian mother growing up, Dawn, make baby, which at some point overnight, even when I was single turned into, where my grandbaby, failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on my mind. While it was so annoying as a kid, I really use it as an adult when someone pisses me off due to their own poor planning. You're probably just tired, was her answer to almost anything. Why does my head hurt? Why does my stomach hurt? Why am I so sad? I can't figure out this question in my homework, can you help me? Thing is, she was probably almost always right. Listen to me now and believe me later, she has a list of nonsense replacements for profanity. I am not really sure what's hers or what she learned. Naki noodle, dumbass, mother mackery. Holy fuck, dignabbit, damn it, tro pig, tough shit, oh bourgeois, that's bullshit. Edit, just wanted to say all of your responses really made my day. I've been trying to think of more words she would use, Oziminik, Oz-ee-min-eek, startled oh shit, sabadik or slang, sabi, fucking moron, uzzy-guzzy, term of endearment, what you said, did was stupid but I still love ya, she would say, God bless America, as an expletive. Scary at the time, hilarious in retrospect. She doesn't really have a catchphrase, but she has a specific facial expression that my dad calls the look. Getting the look means you've irritated her, but if it escalates to the voice, then you're in a much more dire situation as now she's expended the energy to speak to you about it. Dad will sometimes narrate these stages of mom's annoyance, which usually results in her breaking character and laughing. Edit, I guess I need to read Dune. My mom had a lazy eye. You knew you fucked up when both of them were looking at you. Me, makes a joke about my mom in front of her. Her, and that, Your Honor, is why I had to kill my daughter. Edit, wow, my first gold. I'll tell my mom but she will just roll her eyes and have no idea what I'm talking about. Every time we went on vacation when we started complaining she would yell, we are making memories, are you bleeding? Are you broken? Are you dead? You're fine, always remember your 6 Ps, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. It applies to absolutely everything. Long story short, generally used like this, so yesterday we went to the store. Long story short, we couldn't find a parking spot. We drove over and over and over, but it was nowhere to be found. So long story short, we finally found one. It was in the 8th row from the back. Long story short, I knew it was the 8th row from the back because I counted, like this, a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 7 anyway, long story short, I counted all the way to 8, and so on. My sister uses, you know and everything. Lisa got into trouble with the law last week, you know and everything. Except, she never finishes. She leaves it hanging. No, Karen, I don't know any of it. Edit, my significant other was the one that gave me gold, lol, you know and everything. When leaving somewhere, off like a herd of turtles. When I die, then you'll realize, or, when you have kids, then you'll realize, edit, for everyone asking, yes I'm Indian lol. Bite your own butt. She had a few glasses of wine one evening, and was snapping back at my brother about something. She had meant to say either, bite me, or, kiss my butt, and it came out as a slurred bite, your own butt. We teased her mercilessly and it is now her signature catchphrase. I love her. Don't trust Whitey, Mom often says this is one of us is leaving her house. Sounds funny coming from a 74-year-old Midwestern white lady from a town that has never seen a black person. Oh yeah, I shit money every day, main reason I stopped asking for stuff at an early age. When I start tapping on the table she says, why don't you bash your head against it? In Russian it sounds better in Russian though. Makes me laugh every time too. When Mom was in a bad mood, and one of us would ask her what she was making for dinner, she'd say, fried assholes. My mom died a while back but she would always, in the most embarrassing ways, yell, you go girl. It was the last text I ever got from her actually. Edit, her second favorite was a horrible ace venture alrighty then. Also thanks for the love, it's still really hard, English is my mom's second language, which she learned in her late 30s, so there are certain things that she gets mixed up. My favorite thing she says that I find incredibly endearing is, the welcome, instead of, you're welcome. It always makes me smile whenever I hear her say it and I have even started using it with my friends, who have started using it too. If it was a snake it would have bit you. When I was looking for something in plain sight. Someone sneezes. Stop sneezing and go take an allergy pill. Loud gasping in bewilderment. Edit, Silver, gasp. My pet peeve is people who get startled in places where there are clearly other people. My mom does it all the time. She'll be in the kitchen and I'll be talking to her like 5 feet away. Then I get done talking, look at my phone or something and she'll turn around and get startled I'm there. The most insane one was the woman who got startled when I walked out of the elevator. Like it's a fucking elevator in a public building. What kind of odds do you think you have that someone isn't inside the elevator? Pretend like I'm dead. When I was a kid and I didn't know how to do something she thought I should know how to do, this was her answer. She's a peach. Edit, just to clarify I can remember her saying it to me as young as 6. I'm tired of living in filth, she would say this every week while she was cleaning. By cleaning, I mean that she rearranged the entire house to the point that no one could find anything. Also, the house was rarely ever dirty. If you don't stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. Pretty universal.